Thanks everyone for joining this session. Today is day number 8. Today we are going to learn about how we can go and use the templates to do the configuration for this Swiptela devices. Okay, and we'll start with VS devices and then we'll slowly move. We'll go and check that how all these devices we can go and configure. In this system, you'll find that we have something called template-based configuration. So what does it mean by template-based configuration? That means that you can go and create templates. And with those templates, you can push those templates to the device and your device will get configured. Now, if I go back and try to break up the things, you'll find that you have templates. Let me quickly go and change first of all the color for this pen. Okay, so you'll find that you have template and this template having two parts. One part is CLI based template, other part is GUI based template. Now further, if you go and divide this GUI template, you'll find that you have something called feature template and then you have something called device template. This is the template part we have. We are going to focus on the feature template, although I'll go and explain you about CLI template as well. So let's do like this. We are going to learn both CLI template and GUI based template as well. Now, if you work on Cisco DNA has at the moment in their operating system, they have option only related to this CLI type of template. Means you can't go and create the GUI type of template. So in that regard, SD-WAN is a little bit better because when you are talking about CLI, then you have to understand each and every line. While creating template via GUI will show you the options that you want this option, this option, this option, etc. Okay, great. So let's focus on template and the CLI template first, and then we'll go and check the GUI template. Okay, now either it's a CLI template or it's GUI template, you'll find that there are some similarities in terms of configuring the devices. So either it's a CLI template or it's a GUI based template. You have to go and give the system-wide configuration, right? So you have to go and do the system configuration. Inside system configuration, you can go and give the host name, GPS location, etc., etc., etc. Now, before going there, I just want to log into the device and I just wanted to show you that how this look like. So let me quickly go and log into the device and I'll show you this system configuration and all these pieces of configuration. Then we'll come back to the slide and I'll show you that how things are connected. So the IP for this particular server, that vManage server, 198.1.1.10, and the username and password. Let's log into this particular server. Right. Now from this server, I can go and log into any of the edge device. Okay, so I'll do that. Before going there to any of the edge device, even here also, if you go and check show run system, you can see that you have system-wide configuration. System-wide configuration, what does it mean? It means that you have system, means you are going inside system. You can go to conf and then you can go to system. Once you are inside the system, Then you can go and do the configuration. So if you go and type question mark here, so it will tell you that, okay, inside system, what type of configuration you want to do. Likewise, in the slide, you can see that inside system, you can go and do the host name, GPS location, clock, AAA, logging, radius, OMP, SNMP security, and other configuration plus more. Okay. Overall, what is the configuration over the system? We are doing via the system-wide configuration. Okay. Any question on this?
Radu, GPS location is for cellular the SIM card BS device only.
Okay, I'll show that. Okay, and let me try to log in. If I have the let me try to log into the vManage. I will show you that GPS is actually not that for SIM card. It's actually this is your exact Google type of location. It's loading. Give him some time, and I'll go and give the username and the password. Okay. So we are trying to log into the vManage system. Uh, with this, what will happen? You can see the dashboard of the vManage. Once you have the dashboard for the vManage, then you can go and check the individual device dashboard. So here, whatever number of devices with which the vManage has the control connection, you can go and see those devices. We can go to any of the device and then we'll see the GPS location for that particular device. Okay, it's taking little bit time to load in, but if you want more speed, then you can RDP to the server, and I need the maybe is the AD group. Let's see if we are able to connect to this particular server from RDP. Let's wait. Okay, let me give the password. It's taking too much time here. Let's see the RDP servers login, current login, no server. I should give the correct credential. Just hold on. Let me check the correct credential. Let's go back here. This is the username. Oops. I think they are using different type of keyboard. In US. Just give me time. I'll log into this. Keyboard is different. Let's change this keyboard. Let's go to US. Come on, it's super slow. Okay, and we can go to this remote server. Okay, you can see the system is a little bit slow, but once you log in, then it will respond fastly. What I want to do here, I just wanted to show you the importance of GPS, and that is there in our slide as well. That we want to do some change, and with that change, you want to see that how it will be reflected in the global dashboard. One thing I just wanted to add here, and if you want, you can note it down. It's very much technical thing. Um, it is assumed that you are configuring all your devices, you are maintaining everything in your SD-WAN fabric from this particular dashboard, which is nothing but your vManage dashboard. So suppose if you're configuring your device from your vManage, and if you go to the device, log into the device, if you want to do any change to the device, it will not allow you to do it. So what does it mean? Let me quickly go here. I'm here in vManage, right? And let me exit from here. Show control connections. I just wanted to log into any of the VS device. So I will go and log into say 10.1.0.2. I can do, I can go to the shell, nothing but v shell, and SSH minus L. I just I just wanted to log into this particular device whose IP is 10.1.0.2. Now this is DC1 VH2. You can check system. You can see the GPS location 37.33 something, right? So if I go here, and that's the latitude. If I go here to system GPS location latitude, if I make it 99, it's out of range seems. If I make to 90, that's the last range. It is telling that configured is 37.33. I have made this thing. Now, if you go and do commit and quit, see, that's the error I just wanted to show you. What it is telling that system is vManaged. So this device is being managed via vManage. You can't do any change via your CLI. Okay. Now, in such scenarios, if you want to do any changes to these particular devices, what you need to do, you need to go and break up this relationship. Means you can go to the dashboard and you can unmanage actually. You can detach the template from vManage. That means you don't want to manage this device configuration from vManage, and then you can go and do any local change. But that is not the recommended way we should configure or maintain our devices. Okay, so what I'm telling that if you go back to the dashboard and if you go to the configuration, so here in the menu bar you can see that you have the configuration, and then you can see that you have devices. So on top you can see that you have this DC1 VH2. What it is telling that this is mode vManage, right? See, modes, what options you have? You have mode vManage, you have mode CLI, right? This is some device, unknown device. Maybe we'll see later on what does it mean. But you can see that you can have mode vManage, you can have mode CLI. Now, important thing, which template it has? So it has template DCVH. This is the name of the device template. Remember, there are two different type of template. One is device template, other one is the feature template. Okay, so I'm going to do the revision for you guys, and you need to tell me. I'm going to ask some questions. Question number 1, anyone can answer. Question number 1 is this, that how many templates we have?
Two types of template,
Yeah,
CLI and
CLI,
GUI.
GUI.
CLI and GUI.
Okay, inside GUI,
There are two
It's
templates.
yeah, one is,
device template, feature template.
yeah,
Yes.
feature template and device
Device
template.
template.
Great, 100% right. Now, what is the difference between feature template and device template?
Device template is the
They,
basic building blocks of the devices, and the features template is the complete configuration of the devices. That is, if I want to configure the OSPF, BGP, or any protocol, or AAA, or app-aware routing. So whatever the routing information we want to configure in the VH, that will come into the features. Okay, and this will the complete configuration of the VS devices.
Okay, any other answer?
yeah, I know also the same thing. Like feature template is for uh, like service VPN, routing protocol.
All right. So that means you are telling that device template equals to n into feature template, right? And n may be any integer. So that means that in terms of function, feature template is nothing but the subset of device template. So that means that maybe 20 feature templates, or maybe 25 feature templates, or maybe 50 feature templates can make one device template, right? One device
Correct.
template. I'm just writing here one device. So your answer is right that you may have OSPF related independent feature template. You may have OMP related independent feature template. You may have SNMP related feature template. You may have VPN 0, interfaces inside VPN 0, VPN 512, etc. Now, when you go and glue all those templates, stitch everything inside one big giant template, that will be your device template, right? Great. So that is one very important concept that we learn today. The other question number 2 is this, that you can see any of the edge devices, they can operate into two different mode. What are those different modes?
Yeah, you
CLI
want to
mode
say
and the
vManage
vManage.
mode and CL.
Yeah. CLI mode and vManage mode, right? 100% right. Now I will ask you a little bit tricky question I haven't covered so far. I'm just checking. You can guess your answer. Okay, this is a little bit tricky. You can mark this as a little bit advanced question. All right. So question is this, that when we are bringing up the control plane, that means that vManage have some sort of DTLS or TLS connection. TLS from vManage to vEdge devices or CEdge devices, right? Correct. So the question here is this, that when you are pushing the template from vManage to vEdge, what protocol it is using?
OMP, yeah.
Using the OMP, yeah.
Jitendra and Amit. You can guess, no problem. There is nothing, no harm in guessing. All right. Remember this thing. OMP is running only within vSmart and vEdge. There is no OMP in between edge devices to vManage, edge devices to vBond. OMP is limited only to VS to VS, VS to VHs. So there is no OMP. Okay, great. You can guess again. I haven't covered that protocol, but you will see this in the upcoming slide. That protocol is nothing but netconf. Net configuration or netconf, restconf, these are the protocols. Here is here the protocol is netconf, that is running in between vManage to vEdge devices to push the templates, to push the configuration. Okay. Now, because we reach up to this point, this was little bit tough question. I'll ask you a little bit tougher question again. That is question number 3. Okay. So you have your vManage, right? And from your vManage, you can go and configure your vSmart. You can go and configure your vEdge, right? Correct? No problem? Okay. So what protocol it will use to configure vEdge? We just discussed netconf. What about vManage to vSmart?
It is also netconf.
Netconf, 100% right. Netconf. Okay. But we know this thing, that inside vSmart, this is your brain, right? This is your intelligence in the fabric. So you can go to vSmart and you can create different type of policies like data policy, control policy, routing policies, QoS, ACLs even, means you can go and create policy. In short, I'll write here policy. Now this policy you want to push from vSmart to where?
VS device.
Yes, devices, right? What protocol it will use to do that?
This is the OMP protocol.
OMP, right? Again.
From VS Smart to VS device policy to push to the policy from VS Smart to VS OMP protocol.
Yep, 100% right. You can see the connection, how things are working. OMP protocol. So OMP protocol, later on we'll check this. The OMP protocol, VS, he can push the policy routing updates, RU for routing update. It can go and exchange the IPsec key. Okay, it's a robust protocol doing multiple things. Great. So you have answered all three questions so far that we have discussed. Let's move on to the template.
One question. One
Yep.
question. Okay. It only support net connect or REST connect also supports?
By default, it is supporting netconf, but it can support restconf as well. We'll see this in the API section.
Okay.
By default, it is supporting netconf. If you see the documents, you'll find netconf. It is everywhere netconf.
Thank
Yep. Okay, let's move on and let's continue. So where we are, let me go back to the.
Hey, Ratnesh, I have one question here.
Mhm.
Here you said that we are pushing the configuration from the vManage to the vEdge and we are using the netcon. But usually we are pushing all the configuration from the vEdge and the vManage to the vSmart, and from the vSmart, all the configuration is pushing to the vEdge devices. So which type of the configuration that is pushing by the vManage directly to the vEdge?
Your question is very good, and I'll give you the answer now. See, everything you will go and manage from where?
Yeah,
You will go
vManage.
and manage from vManage, right?
Yes.
So inside vManage, you have the device template. Inside this device template, and you will see that how robust is this. You'll find that you have all the configuration, plus you may have some sort of local policy. You may have some sort of QoS, you may have some sort of security policy, etc. Means those devices which are unique to that particular box, means there are a specific configuration you just wanted to push to that particular edge device. Those are something called local configuration. So everything inside that template, including the local policies, local configuration, you are pushing directly from vManage directly to vEdge devices. But when we are talking about global policies, when we are talking about control and data policies, those control and data policies, they are part of vSmart. Still those policies, you'll see that policy section is there. Those policy you are building here to vManage. From vManage you are pushing to vSmart via netconf, and then vSmart will go and send those policy to edge devices via the OMP updates. Okay, is it clear?
Okay. Yeah, now it's clear. So from the vManage, you were saying that we can push the QoS and some other policy, the local policy, right?
Yes, directly all the local configuration directly are pushing from vManage to edge devices. But if it is part of vSmart, like data policy, control policy, or any other policy, then from vManage again you are pushing to vSmart, and then vSmart will go and push to the edge devices. Why? Because you will see in the policy section, whenever you are creating the policy, it will ask you that which particular branches you want to push, which particular devices you want to push, in which direction you want to push. Okay, so
Yeah.
policies, again you
So
can
this
build at
is
the
Mhm. So this is centralized policy is the global policy, right?
global policy.
Centralized data,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
centralized data policy. It should be the
Data
push by
policy
the
control.
vManage.
Then how be a smart will come to know policy?
That exactly I wanted to know because the global policy is pushing by the vSmart and data policy is also pushing by the vSmart. So
Mhm.
only the managed by the vManage, that is the QoS policy and the local policy.
Yes, you're right. So what is your question?
Yeah, my question is here means there is some limitations or there is some configuration is divided between the vManage and the vSmart. Means some responsibility is divided between the vSmart and the vManage. So only the local and centralized policy that will be covered by the vSmart, and the rest other configuration that is the QoS policy and the local policy that will be the managed by the vManage, right?
Okay, what I'm telling that everything is managed by vManage.
Correct,
All the
correct.
policy, either it's a local, global, it's a feature template device, everything is inside vManage. Now, how you are pushing to the device is little bit different.
Correct, correct.
Okay, all right. Don't worry.
Uh,
More cover
Ratnesh,
there is, yes, is in the policy section. Yeah,
Ratnesh, I was going to ask the same thing. Like, so this so all policies and templates are being pushed from vSmart, right? Not vManage, right? vManage is only a interface, right? Even I'm pushing from the vManage, but it is actually pushing to the vSmart, right? It's an interface,
100%
right?
right. So
Ratnesh?
that's why I'm telling that you are creating
That was
at
my
the level of,
understanding earlier.
yeah, you're creating at the level of vManage. vManage is pushing to vSmart, and from vSmart it is going to VH.
Yeah, that's what we do. So,
But here you mentioned that some configuration like local policy and QoS. I know it that each and everything is configured in the vManage dashboard, and from the vManage it is pushing to the vSmart, and the vSmart is pushing to the VH. But here you mentioned the some arrows, so that is creating the confusion here that
Yeah,
vManage is directly pushing the some configuration like QoS and the local policy. It
yeah,
is not sending to the vSmart, it is directly pushing to the VH.
yes.
Yeah, that is my question here.
Some of the localized policy, that is termed as the localized policies, they are not going to vSmart. It is directly pushing to VS devices.
Okay, okay. And what is the meaning of this SP?
Uh, this is SP, maybe some service policy, security policy. You can check. Oh, security policy. Some
Okay,
security
okay,
policy that is local to the box.
okay, okay. Okay.
Don't
So
worry, you will.
QoS is also not covered by
how
the vSmart, right?
QS
You
is a
will
global, right?
no. QS is a local thing.
Okay,
QS QS will change device to device. Suppose you are using CSR, so that QS will be different. You are using VS device, QS will be different. You are using hardware, QS will be different. You are using software type of device, QS will be different. You will see the limit actually, you'll come to know it's not that straightforward. When we'll go inside, deep inside that policy, you'll understand how things are divided. And you will see that how policy is going where and where and where. Okay. Day number 8, maybe it's a 35-minute recording. You will come and you can watch this portion. In upcoming days, I will clarify whatever you're asking. Okay, let's check the basics where we are at the moment. We are at this point. I'm explaining you that you have system configuration, you have feature templates related to transport VPN like VPN 0. You have different feature template for VPN interfaces, different feature template for OSPF, BGP, static routes, different type of feature templates, etc. But if you go and club all these things inside single container, that will be your device configuration. Okay. Any doubt so far? Okay, let's move. So where we are talking about that GPS. You asked me this thing earlier about this GPS location, and I was about to show you that. Let's go back and check the GPS thing. So if I go to this menu, if you go to monitor, once you are inside the monitor, you can see in the bottom below you have this geography. Just click there. You can see 8 devices in this location. Go and double click, and we are checking the GPS location for DC1 VH2. You can go and expand it. The moment it is taking a little bit more time to load, but you can see these numbers. I can simply go and click multiple times until unless it will go and show me the exact name of that particular device. No, these are the VS Smart. So what I want, I don't want vBond. On top you can see the filters are there. I don't want VS Smart. I don't want vManage. So now we have only WAN edge and V edge devices. I don't want V edge vBond. Now we have only WAN edge, and in this location you can go and check the exact location. This is the GPS location. Now if I go to that particular device, right, somehow if I go and change this configuration, you can see the GPS location is this, then you will not see that thing in there in the graph. It will change, it will go somewhere, right? Although this is branch CH, but likewise you can go and check the DC as well. Okay, not changing this at the moment. We are going to move on. So while doing this bootstrap configuration, I told you earlier that we have at least 5 very important things inside the system-wide configuration. What are those things? System IP, site ID, organization name, host name, and otherwise vBond IP. So here you have the vBond IP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Apart from that, you should go and do the VPN configuration, VPN management configuration. For VPN configuration, VPN 0 configuration, you should know the default gateway where you want to go and build the tunnel with different devices, plus from where you want to go and build the tunnel with the control plane. Okay. Clear all my drawings. Let's move to next slide. This is just the configuration we have done earlier in the in the lab when we try to bring up our fabric. Here you can see that this is not very different than Cisco devices. In Cisco devices also we are doing the host configuration, the clock and time zone, AAA configuration, logging configuration, radius staticus configuration. Only new thing here you have is about OMP. We have different section for OMP. We'll learn about that. Then SNMP security. Security also you will learn more in this training course. For OMP, you can see that by default, OMP is enabled on all vEdge routers and vSmart controllers. So you can see it is not mentioned here that it is running in between vManage and vBond. It will go and run only in between vEdge devices and vSmart devices. Now, one tricky question I will ask you before going to next slide. Let me clear the screen and let me go back. So tricky question is this, that I have my vSmart 1, vSmart 2, vEdge1 and vEdge2. Now you have to tell me that where exactly this OMP is running. I'm drawing one line here. Oops, what happened? I don't know. Okay, so I'm drawing one picture here. You have to tell this picture is correct or not. All these yellow lines are OMP. Is this correct?
It should be like that, right?
Yeah, this yellow is OMP. So is this correct?
The BS2, BH that is OMP is correct, right? But BS1 to BS2, that portion also run OMP, right? Other to exchange the information.
So
Yeah, I
VS1
mean,
to
well,
VS2
Or
should be the IPsec tunnel. It is automatically formed between these two
the
devices.
BS1 IP safe.
No. VS1. VS1 is the vSmart to vSmart. That is the primary and the backup. And at a one time, there is the only one vSmart will support to the both devices. So VS and the VS1 and VS2, and in between these two devices is connected. That should be the run over the IPsec tunnel.
Yeah, that is IP safe, correct.
Yes.
But I'm talking BS1 to BS2. That should be OMP, right? Ratnesh?
yeah. So
VS1 to VS1. Yeah, that will be the OMP tunnel, right?
yeah. So
OMP
what I'm
protocol.
telling that is this diagram is correct or not? That's the question.
No. The BH1
So
part is not correct, right?
VH part is not correct. So if I mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which particular number I should remove?
6.
If you're six number, yeah, if you're talking about all is the OMP protocol, so it will be wrong. Yeah.
So you are telling that VH to VH tunnel means different VH, they will not form OMP in between them, right?
Yes, that should be right.
Yes,
The theory
yeah.
where
This
we
is
see that
correct answer.
data.
This is correct only. Uh, Let me quickly go to the VS Smart. Let me verify this and I will come back. We have one VS Smart. I'll log into one VS Smart. IP is 12.12.12.12. Okay. And if I go and do show OMP peers, you'll see. So it has peering with all the VS devices, including VS Smart, right? Okay. And if I go and log into one of the VS device, show OMP peers, you'll see that they are pairing with VS Smart. So what's the conclusion? Conclusion is this, that the diagram that we have drawn earlier, except this particular link, we have the OMP connection. Uh, any doubt in this? No, right?
Mm.
Great. Let's move on. So you can see that today in our class, in last 40 minutes, we have discussed at least 4 or 5 interview questions. These are really tricky. If someone don't know SD-WAN, they can't answer this thing. And about that template and the policy and this vManage is pushing to VS Smart and vEdge, vManage is directly pushing to vEdge, that will be a little bit more clear in upcoming sessions. So don't worry about that. I'll show you, behind the scene things as well. You can push the configuration. It will tell you that how it is going to the devices. Okay. All right. Let's move on to next slides. And there is one task that just for fun, can you go to any edge device and change the GPS under system and view it over vManage? Check the restriction as well. What is the restriction? So you can't directly log into device and change the configuration. Either you have to break that relationship and then do the CLI configuration, or you can go and edit the template, okay, and then it will be reflected. All right. So let's do this configuration. I'm going to show you this configuration change and then we'll take one break. I'm going to show you both the ways. So first of all, I will go and show you the template way, and later on I'll show you the CLI way as well. So let's go here and try to understand more about vManage and the system. So if I go here to any of the device configuration and devices, what I want to know here that I know that there is one big giant template whose name is DCVH, right? Now with this particular DCVH template, I just wanted to know that how many feature templates are attached with it. Okay. So for that, what we can do, let's see here that if we have the template, you see inside this, I am not getting this. Oops. Okay, just give me a second. I just wanted to highlight some of things. So here you can see that inside configuration you have device option, and then you can see in bottom you have this template option, and you can see that you have this policy option, you have this security option. Now this security option that you have, this is your IPS, IDS, firewall, VPN, means those type of configuration that you can do. For that you have to install some sort of container inside that device, and in that container you have to do the configuration. We'll see that later on. Don't worry about this security. Then you can see this policy. At the moment I'm not going inside policy, but I'll show you that you have option for both local policy, global policy. Inside global policy you may have data policy, control policy. This also we'll check later on. At the moment in this class and the next class we are focusing on templates. Okay, so I will go and log into the templates. Let's go and log into the templates, because we want to see inside DCVH1 VHS template how many feature templates are attached. Now once you are here, you can see that you have configuration groups, feature profile, device template, and feature template. Now we have discussed this earlier that so many feature templates can be inside this device template. So you can go here and click device template because we want to see that what is there in device template. So we have one device template called DC VHS, and in this device template you can see that this device template is attached with, oops, this device template is attached with two devices. We can click to this number 2. It will tell you where it is attached. And this device template is using how many features? 19 different type of feature templates. Okay. This is type feature. This is for this particular series of devices like vHCloud. You can see that how granular things are moving. So now I want to change the GPS location, right? But where I can find that GPS location? Obviously, you'll find that GPS location somewhere inside the feature template. But in that feature template, where exactly? We know that GPS location is part of what system? That means if I go and check the system feature template, I will find that. And then we can go and change it. Okay. So no worries. Let's move on. And let's see that this particular this particular DCV edge, you can see that you have option to edit, you have option to view, you can delete the template, you can copy the template, you can attach device, etc., etc., export in the CSV format. Good amount of options you have related to this template. At the moment, I just wanted to change one of the parameter, and that parameter is nothing but system wide configuration. But the system, what feature template this particular device is using, the feature template is nothing but system cloud feature, right? So this system cloud feature, you can go inside feature template, clear all the drawings. Once you are inside the feature template, you can see that system cloud feature, it is attached with two devices. It is part of one device template, and we know that. Okay. Now this particular feature template, I want to edit. Now it is a good practice that whenever you are doing edit, create one copy and then do any changes that you want to do, because remember these templates are attached with running configuration, and there may be chance that one particular template can be used for thousands of devices. So if you go and do any change to this particular template, whatever 1,000 devices are connected with this particular template, all configuration will get changed. Okay, so be very, very careful while doing any change related to templates. Okay. All right, so I'll go and create a copy of it. The name is copy. Once you go and do the copy, you'll find that it will go and create system cloud feature hyphen copy somewhere. And even we can search as well, right? So we have the name copy on top. I can go and search with copy, and it is showing you that feature copy. It is uh, attached with any device template. No, any device. No, it's okay, no problem. But before moving further, I just wanted to see this option as well. See this template. So what Cisco is doing, their Cisco SD-WAN fabric, they are coming with some factory default settings as well. Factory default setting, that means that Cisco is offering you pre-built templates as well. So while you are bringing your fabric, you can go and use Cisco templates as well, or you can go copy Cisco templates, edit Cisco templates, and use inside your uh, existing fabric. Okay, so when you are talking about Cisco made templates, those are terms as a default. So if I go and click here, you'll find that you have two options, default, non-default. If I go and click to default, you'll see that these default templates, they are generated by Cisco, given to all the customers, so the customers can go and use it. Let me click refresh here, so all this default template will come. 0. I think there is no default template in this. It's not there in any of the default template. But Cisco is giving their customer all these default templates as well. One of 2 to 1, maybe some bug here in this particular dashboard is not showing you anything. Oh, because on top I have selected this copy, so there is no bug. I remove this copy and just click to default. See, 130 means you have by default 130 default template. Actually, related to everything Cisco is giving their template. Others OMP, AAA, CS, some UTD is part of um, security. You'll find that this is threat management type of thing. Then you have NTP, OMP, so many things, right? 130 templates. What you can do, simply go copy that template, rename it, and you can use it inside your existing fabric. So no need to create anything from ground zero, from scratch, from zero. That is there just to help the customers. Now I can go back to non-default. I just wanted to play around with my copy template, whatever I have. And just one thing I want to change here is the GPS location. So if I go and click edit, and please do not ask me that uh, what are these things. I will go and cover it. Whatever options you are seeing here, it will take at least 15-20 minutes to go through each and every option. So don't worry, I'll cover everything. At the moment, I just wanted to change the GPS. So you can see that change. Otherwise, it will be too much for a single day. So once you are here in GPS, again you will see some variations inside this GUI. So if I go and click here, you can see that we have three options: global, device specific, default. Somewhere you'll find this um, default. Default means, let me highlight here. This type of icon you will see. You can see here in the OMP. This is default. Is in Cisco also, Cisco devices, there are some default configuration. So if you go and type show run, you will get running configuration. But if you go and type show run all or show run full, you'll get all the configuration. There are so many default things are there. And those default configurations are even 80 or 90% whatever show run we have. Okay. So these are the default. But apart from default, you can see that you have global and you have device specific configuration. Now, before moving further, I just wanted to clarify what does it mean of what is the meaning of global and what is meaning of device specific. Now, if you know, you can give the answer. Otherwise, I will answer.
So you're asking what is the meaning, huh?
Yep. So latitude, you can see three options are there: global, device specific, and default. Latitude. Hmm.
The global configuration will put here for the centralized data policy.
No. Please leave
Mhm.
policy
Oh,
at
sorry. It is GPS, right? Okay, got it.
leave policy at the moment. We will come there. Yeah, global
Your
devices.
question is specific to lat or long related to that.
It's
What is the relation or
non-related.
like?
It's non-related. It's not related. For any
Okay,
type of
then
yeah,
device specific means you can apply for any specific, right? But you have to put for one device specific configuration. Then you can choose the device specific, right?
yep,
And global
100% right.
means you can apply everywhere. Like you just push the policy, whatever the globally devices are there, it will be applicable. Default means whatever coming with the default template.
Yep, yep. So answer is 100% correct. Global means if I go and put a number 30 here, 30. So all the devices, whatever devices I go and push this template, everywhere it will go and put 30. Now, if you go and use this device specific configuration, and suppose you push this template to 4 different devices, for all those 4 devices, it will ask you what you want. You want 10, 20, 30, 40. That means this option is nothing but creating variable. This is fixed. Okay. So you have parameter and then you have value, right? So in programming term, you have something called key and value pair. So if you go and use this option called global, that means you are fixing that. Fixed is fixed, it will not change. But if you go and use this variable option, that is something coming with dollar sign, variable. You are making that thing variable, it will change for all the devices. Okay, I'll show you both. Don't worry. So let's first of all, let's check this global and then I'll show you the devices specific. So if I go and use this global, simply it is asking me something. I'll go and put 77. Okay. Now I'm updating this. I'm just changing the latitude. There is no problem. Nothing is happening here. Why? Because this particular template is not attached with anything. So you can do any changes. No harm. No one knows that this template has some changes, etc. The thing will come into the picture when you'll go and call this particular template. So if I go to device template and DCB edge 1, if I go here, click edit, now you can see that system, and here in that system, if I go and click here to the drop down menu in this section, if I go and click, so click here, you will see that you have this something called copy. Now what you are doing, that you are changing the value, right? So if you go and update this, this will go and update the configuration for whatever devices it is attached. So it is attached with DC1, DC2, like DC1 VH1 and DC1 VH2, correct? Go next. Now since this particular configuration is global, okay, please select a device from the list. These things we will see more and more in upcoming section, but whenever you are creating this, it is telling that what was the old configuration. Old was 37, new is 77, etc. And then what you are changing. So what I want to show here is this, that device list total 2 devices. You select or do not select, doesn't matter. If you go and configure, click go and configure this device, this change will be pushed to these 2 devices. You can see 2 devices. Yes, I want to do that. And now behind the scene, vManage netconf is in action. vManage netconf is pushing that configuration, and even you can see this job, this push thing is happening. Not this thing is just wastage, but here itself you can expand this. You can see the plus sign is there. Click there. It is telling that configure a device with feature template DC. Checking this, generating the configuration, device is online. It's already pushed, but you can see little bit of log here. Now if we go back here, obviously you will see the change in the system latitude GPS, correct? So now it is 77. How we have changed this? We have edited the feature template. But that's not the story, right? The thing is this, that if you go and watch the video, you'll find that so many things we have changed, and so many different small concepts we try to understand. So we try to understand that feature template and how it is connected with online devices and offline devices. So your feature template may be online when it is connected with live devices. Or you can go and create the copy of your feature template. So you can go and edit your template offline, means it is not attached with any device template or anywhere. You can modify it offline, and then you can go and connect this particular feature template, means you can call this feature template inside device feature template or device template, right? Now once you go and do this thing, behind the scene what will happen? Behind the scene, whatever online devices are attached with this particular device template, they will go and update their feature template, means they will go and update their configuration, right? Feature template. So many things happening. Just what we have done, we change only one line, one value, and we have used the global parameter. Now we'll go and use the other parameter. What was that? The device specific, and I'll show you the change. So you can go back to the templates and feature template. And now this time, I will go here. See, this is the template. This time I'll go and copy, because this time I want to create one more with copy 2. That was copy number 1. This is copy number 2, where we want to do some small change. Let's search this with copy. So copy 1 and copy 2 both will come. Obviously the bottom one is the copy number 2, because it is not attached with anywhere. So inside this copy 2, let's go and edit. There is no harm, nothing will happen. And here we can go and click to GPS, and I will go and give device specific. Once you are using device specific, you can go and give nice name here. Let me try to select and give the name. Control A. Nice name. Device. Actually, this is variable. This is variable. Okay, and we have done that. Nice name. This is variable. Okay, and now click update. Now you will see the change. Now if you go to the device template, and once you are inside the device template, this is your device template, right? You can go and click edit. What you want to change? Your system wide template. This should be copied to. You can see the copy to. Now once you click update in the bottom, what will happen? It will go and update this configuration to both the devices which are attached here, right? So click update, and now you will see the change. because now we are using variable. So if I go and click next, okay, wow, I think the template was not correct. So it should not see failure. Right away you can see the failure. See, invalid value for VIP internal template somewhere. Something it was asking and we haven't provided. See the failure? Because we have created something called variable, but we haven't supplied that variable. So let's see where we can go and supply that variable. I can go back to the template. We can go to the device templates and we can go here, click edit, and we can go and change this to copy to, want to update. Okay, at this point, if you go and see this three dots, click edit device template. And now if I scroll little bit down here, you'll see somewhere we have created our variable. What was the name? Nice name. This is variable. It is asking about latitude. I'll go and give 55. So this particular device, this is nothing but TC1 VH1. I have given that 55, and the other device I will go and give the template, I mean the value as 65. So both the places, since this is device specific configuration, this is variable, we have given different values, and then we can go and configure the device. This time you will not see any failure because all the parameters are correct. So let's wait for a few seconds, check the status. It is in progress. You can see this location here, validation successful, in progress, in progress. Sooner you will see some green signal there. You know, what is the difference here? Um, Let me give you this. This is again an important thing. So you will see that validation is happening, and then you can see they are pushing this. There are two checks, right? Whenever you are pushing the configuration, the vManage devices, they are doing two different type of checks. I'm about to show you that, but before that, let's check show run system, GPS location latitude. It should be 65. One place you'll find 65, other place you'll find 55. Okay, so I was telling you that there are two things that vManage is doing. First of all, they are checking the validation, commit check. This is nothing but commit check. And then they are doing this configuration push. They are two different things. Like in the CLI also, you can do any type of configuration. You can do commit check. Before doing any configuration, do commit check and then do commit. Commit check will tell you that if there are something wrong, something is there, it will give you this information. Let's see what other options here we have about commit. So commit check is there. Yeah, commit check is there. Okay. Uh, any question so far? I have to show you one more thing here. How to remove this particular thing, and then we'll take a small break. This is one of the video you just wanted to watch at least 3 times. This is very, very important session that we are doing today.
Yeah, Ratnesh, actually, what is the role of the GPS here? Means the device is positioned globally anywhere.
Yeah.
So if there is some changes in the GPS location, then what will the impact?
See, um, for example, if your devices they are in US, right? And if you give the location related to Europe, technically there is no difference, right? But you can understand the problem. You got my point. You are giving some location which is not mapped there somewhere. So technically there is no problem. They will form control, they will do IPsec, etc. But it should be not like that. It should be correct location, geo map location. Okay.
Sadness.
Hmm.
So this GPS thing, it is updated. It is getting updated automatically, or you need to do it manually to the vManage. Like I'm installing a device, right? So the GPS part will be updated automatically.
Yes, it will be automatic, but if we want, we can change as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because you can see that it is part of default configuration. So
Hmm.
that means it is almost automatic. Yes, automatic. But we have
When the
option. Mhm.
device will come online, it will automatically set the GPS location, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
and if someone is trying to manually change it, suppose that you given the example, the device is located in the US and we want to change the GPS location in the UK, then what will be the impact? Is yeah, means technically it
No
will be
impact.
good,
Technically, there is no problem. Yes.
right? Then
But you should know where exactly your device is, right?
right, right.
All right. So the next piece, I just wanted to show you that um, in few cases while you're doing troubleshooting, you just wanted to disconnect your devices from vManage and you want to do some troubleshooting, some testing, and then you can connect those with vManage. Okay. So disconnecting is easy. You can simply go here to the vManage. You can go to the configuration. You can go to the templates. You can go to the device template. And then here you can see that DCV edges. You have option called detach the devices. Click detach and DC1 VS2. I just wanted to detach this. So what you can do here that you can go to this particular place and you can see that arrow is there. So select that device and then click that arrow. So what will happen? This will come here. That means I want to detach only this particular device. I don't want to detach all the devices, whatever there in the list. So click here, you can see it is coming here, click detach. Now once this detach is successful, then if you go and check, say at the moment it is showing that it is in vManage mode, right? But once it is done, you can go and do local changes. Although this is not recommended, but while doing some troubleshooting, some changes, you can do this trick and then you can again attach with proper template. Still it is scheduled, it's not done yet. That's why in the log you will not see that, means in the CLI now it is successful. Wow. So that means if I go ahead and check commit, say validation incomplete, that means that we can go to the system, we can go to the GPS location latitude. I'll go and make this 47 and then we can do the commit check and then we can do the commit. Now if you want to see this, show run system latitude, you can see that we have configured 47, it is showing 47. This is just one example related to GPS, right? Likewise, you can change any type of value inside OSPF, VPN, BGP, OMP, etc., etc. Yeah. So if you know learn one thing, the same way you can apply other places. Okay. I'm going to pause the recording for 10 minutes. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Then we'll take one short break. Great. So we are doing good. So far, we have covered a few of the basic things, but at least 4 to 5 very important interview questions we try to answer. We try to understand, and we reach up to this point. You can see just 4 or 5 slides took more than 1 hour 30 minutes so far. Likewise, you can go and check the configurations, whatever there over the interfaces. Now you can see that when you go in detail, and I told you that I will go and cover detail as well. So suppose I am inside VPN 0, and for VPN 0 I want to see what options I have. So inside VPN 0 we may have different interfaces. So you can go and create the template or feature template for VPN 0. Likewise, you can go and create the template for VPN interface as well. We'll see all these things. Once you are inside the interface, you can see that you have these many options. You can go and give the tunnel interface. You can go allow the services. You have bind interface configuration. You can go and tell who is the carrier, name of the carrier. You can go and give the color, encapsulation inside OMP. When we learn OMP, you'll see that um, you have some sort of importance related to this encapsulation, where you are giving encapsulation and preference number, encapsulation and weight number, very much similar to BGP. In BGP also you are giving some sort of local preference and weight to choose which is your primary, secondary path, etc., giving some path preference. But we'll see that. We have specific slides for that in OMP section. How we are choosing the best route selection like we have in BGP. In OMP also we have that. We'll check about that. Then exclude the controller group list. This is little bit tricky. I'll try to explain here, but this lab is there. We are going to perform this lab. If we will not perform this lab, you let me remind that in day 8 you told that we have lab related to exclude controller. I will show you that. I'm going to explain you about this concept, and we are going to spend our 10 minute here only, and then we'll stop for today's session. Okay, only this slide I'll complete today. All right, so you can see that exclude the controller group list. Now this is part of designing. There may be chance that you are creating your control plane in a way, and control plane equal to VSmart. So you are creating your control plane in a way that few of the control plane are in the east location, few of the control planes are in the west location. In east location, for example, you have 3 controllers. In west location, you have 3 controllers, and you have one of your V-edge router. They are giving preference. So this is my preferred control list, and this is my backup controller list. This east location group number is 10, west location group number is 20. Now, if you don't want this particular controller, then you can use this command. Exclude controller group list 10. That means your backup will be your primary. So you are getting all the control information from waste location group of controllers. Okay, is it making sense?
Can you quickly tell one more time this
Yep.
quickly?
Yes, why not? So you will see that I told you that we have a complete section related to high availability, right? So how we can get the high availability in VS Smart? You can do this thing that you can create group of VS Smart in different locations. So suppose this is one group in east location where I have 3 VS Smart. This is other group is 20 in west location where I have 3 VS Smart. Now, by default, at the moment you bring up your device, it will form the control connection in east location and west location, right? Both. That means the VS device will tell that I am getting my OMP peers are these 6 devices. Now, for example, you don't want this particular control group, means you don't want OMP relation in this direction. You don't want OMP, then you can use this command. Exclude controller group list. Controller means VS Smart. Although the concept is straightforward, but the application is really good. Means how you want to use this is good. Why? Because in longer or the bigger picture, if you are seeing this, or in wider range, or uh, in your designs section, you don't want unnecessary OMP connections. You don't want unnecessary DTLS connection. You don't want unnecessary active IPsec connections. Okay, you just want to optimize your control connection, your data connection, etc. Because either it's a live or it's a active control connection or data connection. If you are not sending the data, still they will send some sort of data, right? And still they will send some sort of handshaking, some sort of key exchange, some sort of refresh bits, etc., right? So you don't want to use those unnecessary connection because there will be load on the device. And not only the device, there will be load on the infrastructure.
Yeah, Ratnesh, I have a question here.
Yep.
Yeah, this is related to the high availability. Suppose there is a two hub site and they are connected. That means one is suppose that in the UK and one is located in the US. And US is US hub site is location for this one primary edge devices, BS devices, and another edge devices that is also in the different branch, or you can say in the same branch, and the primary for that one is the UK, right? And if the failure is happen, and then how the traffic is shifting from the US to UK?
Okay, this is unrelated question to this.
You were talking about the group of list, right?
Yeah, controller group. I'll tell you that why it is unrelated, because you're telling that you have hub location and you may have branches.
Right,
Now these connections are IPsec.
correct.
This is OMP.
Okay.
This connection that I'm talking is related to devices with VS Smart. This one. Okay. Again, I will answer this question. No problem. We'll see this in the data policy, how the failover happens, etc. But this is belonging to control policy because controllers. Okay. So again, I will tell you that what I explain here one more time,
So,
how things are happening. Let me clear
so
this
this
screen.
configuration is need to do on the data policy or the centralized control policy?
Where we are at the moment, see, VPN, oops, we are inside VPN 0. interface. Okay, and then we are inside tunnel. That particular tunnel, we are telling this thing. So this portion where it is, this is nothing but
Yes,
your
yes.
device feature template. This is not part of your VS Smart configuration. This is your device specific configuration. Okay.
Okay,
All
okay.
right. So what I'm telling again, I'll explain this one more time, because control connections are different and the data connections are different, right? So you should not mix those. Let me clean the screen here. So what I'm telling here is this, it's a simple thing, that in future you may have a group of controllers. I have one group of controller here. I may have group of controller here. In these group of controllers, whenever I'm doing the grouping, I may have different edge devices here. So I have maybe I may have three different VS Smart here and three different VS Smart here. This is group number um, 10 and this is group number 20. Now at the moment you go and bring up your edge device, what edge devices are doing, that they are forming. So if I go and bring up the edge device here, they will go and form the OMP connection, right? That means that you have 6 different OMP pairs because you have 6 different VS Smart. Now, if you don't want this many OMP connection, then you can simply go and exclude this group. If you exclude this group, that means you having 3 OMP connection from this direction. That's it. It's just a control connection we are talking about.
I have one
Excluding,
question, Ratnesh.
yep.
So suppose you're excluding that part, understood. Suppose your right side, all those three OMP working condition like connection went down. The three V smart went down. So then what will happen? Like is excluded will come in the picture or like
This
what
is
will be
really
the
good.
scenario?
This is a really good follow-up question. So suppose I have 3 OMP pair in this direction, and suppose this will go down. OMP pair will go down. This group will go down. They will go and form the OMP in this direction.
Automatically. You no
Yes.
need to
No
exclude those
need to
command,
do
no need to
anything.
remove.
Yep. Nothing.
Okay. And another question, Radha's when you explain this. So like this left side three controller in a cluster and right side three controller in a cluster. Then left and right all again they are in a cluster or how it is?
Yeah. First of all, for VS Smart, devices are in group. For vManage, devices are in cluster. So we have difference in between group and cluster. Okay. When you are grouping the devices, then you have individual devices in a group. They have their identity. But when you are creating the cluster, say ASA firewall cluster or vManage cluster, then you are giving one particular IP to the cluster as well. That is virtual IP. Okay. So they are not in cluster, they are in group. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now the second question is this, that yes, I have created a group in a way that I have three devices in group. But you may have 2 devices in group, you may have 5 devices in group. It's up to our design. So I may have this group, I may have 2 group, and in these groups I may have different. Say here I have 2, here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 VS Smarts. Okay.
Yeah. So grouping means all the vSmart will have individual IP. Like it's not like virtual one IP inside that
Yes,
group.
yes,
You
yeah.
want to
They
say,
have
right?
their yes own system IP, own IP. Yes, yeah.
Okay. Thanks for explaining this. Okay.
Yep. Thank you. All right, so let's complete this slide, and we are very much good for today's session. Where we are. So this is this. Then we have the hello interval. Now this hello interval is belonging to edge devices. That means BFT. By default, this bidirectional forward detection packet, they are sending their hello packets every 1 second. So you will see the timer for this default timer is 1 second. Okay. Obviously, you can increase, decrease. You can check the guide. I think maybe 600 second is the maximum. We can check this. There is no problem. We can log into the device. We will check that. What is the smallest range? What is the maximum range? They are in the range. Maybe 1 to 600 seconds. Sorry, means 1 second to 10 minutes. Then you have hello tolerance. What does it mean? It means that you are sending your hello packets, and suppose if you are not receiving any hello response, then you will wait up to 11 second, and 12 second by default, these are the default value, and 12 second you will go and break up your BFT session, aka your IPsec connection. So this is your tolerance time, 12 second. Again, this also can be increased up to 10 minutes. Okay, then you can see your hold down time. It is not mentioned in this, but this hold down time is actually related to OMP. OMP session also, if you are not getting any update from VS Smart, you can go and break up that OMP session. This is dead interval for OMP. Okay. Then your last resort circuit is straightforward. Low bandwidth link is straightforward. Max control connection. See the limit, max control connection. We'll see that how much the devices they can hold, maybe 16 or 32. We'll see while we'll do the configuration. Max control connection, you want two control connection or four max control connection, etc. It's up to us. Then NAT refresh interval behind the firewall. If you have NAT configuration, then the refresh time. Then you have port hop. This is also interesting thing. By default, you can see that their port number whenever we are forming the control connection. So if I go to the device, if I log into here also, if you go and see show control connections, you'll see that they have some port number 12346. Now if you want to, so what these devices will do, these devices will go and try to form this DTLS connection with this particular port. Now, for example, this port is blocked somewhere, or it is not available due to any reason. Then it will go and check 56. Then it will go and check 66. Like that, they are jumping 10 ports by default. But if you want to change that, you can use this command and you can change it. Okay, then you have vBond as a stun server. I will explain you this later. A stun server is something related to a static NAT transversal, etc. We will see that later on, means in next class. I'll give you the notes related to this. Then finally, we manage connection preference. This is also a very interesting feature we have. We manage connection preference, and what it is telling. So if I go back to the edge device, this can also be one of the interview question. So if you go and log into the edge device, if you go and check show control connections, you'll find that for vSmart, you have two connections per vSmart, because you have two vSmart. One IP is 12.12.12, other IP is 22.22.22.22.22.22. You have two ISP in this lab. You have internet and MPLS. So one connection is over MPLS, one connection is over internet. But with vManage, you can see only MPLS. With vManage, also you have two transport, but you are going via MPLS. Now, if you want to change this manually, then you have that option. You can go and use this command, vManage connection preference. You can give that connection preference as internet or MPLS. Whatever command you will give in the show control connection, you'll find that transport. Okay. Right, guys, that's the
Ratnesh,
session.
can you go back the preference? Yeah. So here you are saying that the vManage is showing that it is the MPLS. So whatever the traffic is coming from the VS, it is following the path of the MPLS, right? Instead of the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So preference is basically decided the traffic route, means that is the active and the backup, right? So in here the this Cisco SD-WAN, if we will set the preference, the highest preference will set the priority of the traffic. Whatever the traffic will pushing by the customer end, it will follow the this MPLS path if the preference will be high, right?
No,
So how it will work, this
okay.
vManage and MPLS?
I will explain.
Mhm.
The preference that you are talking is related to data path.
Yeah, that is, I think it is for the TLOG.
Yeah, yeah, now you're right. But this preference that you are seeing here is different. This is that how vManage will reach to vEdge. Whenever they are reaching to each other, they are using some sort of DTLS or TLS, right? And
That is
this
correct.
is purely for control traffic, means netcon for other type of control related traffics. This is not that how the VS device will reach to other VS device. This is different. There the preference that you will use, that will be different. They may come under data policy or control policy. This preference is different. Now suppose if you have two different connection to reach to vManage, and at the moment in the lab it is showing MPLS, but suppose you don't want MPLS, you want internet, then you can use this. I'll show you this command. You will use this command and then it will show you control connection over this circuit. Although if this circuit will go down, automatically it will fall back to MPLS. Okay, let me quickly show you this thing. Okay, once we are here, you can go to VPN 0 interface, any interface, gig01 tunnel interface. First of all, you have to go reach up to tunnel interface. Once you're inside the tunnel interface, then you can see this vManage connection preference option, and the default is 5. It's a weighted configuration, and you should see that which particular interface is gig01 and which particular interface is gig02, because at the moment where it is show control connections, it is going via MPLS, right? Now I just wanted to see that which interface belonging to MPLS. So I can go and check show run VPN 0 interface gigi 0/1 C. This is IP. This is MPLS 0/1. So I should go to 0/2 interface gig is 0/2 tunnel interface. Oops. You can go here. vManage connection preference. Give some more weight. 5 is default. And now if you go and check show control connections, I should see that now it should go via internet. It is not taking this much of time. Oops. Now you can
Let's
see
change.
internet. It should be instantly changing.
So whatever the data is transferring from the vManage, it will follow this path, right?
Yes. And now I'll show you one more thing. So this is Gigi 0/2, right? VPN 0 interface Gigi 0/2 shutdown.
And then it's only auto switch over to the MPLS.
Now you'll see that automatically this will become MPLS. I think I lose the connectivity.
Maybe you broke the connection.
Okay, no problem. What was that? We shall SSH. It's gone. So from my vManage, I think I have only one transport. It is down, but no problem. I will restore the connection. You can see here, if you go there to the dashboard, you'll see that now it is forming the connection over MPLS. Oops, it's gone. Okay, because this is active passive by default. The internet is active after the configuration. If anything will happen with that circuit, it will go to the MPLS.
So how much maximum preference we can set it here? By default, it is the 5, right? So maximum, how much? Is there any limitation?
It's a weight. It's not how many preference we can set. It's a number. 0
Right,
to
right.
8. Yeah, 0 to 8, and higher is better, something like this. So
Okay.
suppose if internet and MPLS both has weight 5 5, that means the fabric will choose anyone. Suppose internet is 6, MPLS is 5. If primary is internet, secondary is MPLS. It's a weight.
Okay.
Please
So
do not
maximum we can set up
mix.
between 0 to 8, right?
Yeah, 0 to 8. Please do not mix with the T-lock preference and this
Yeah,
preference.
yeah.
Both are
That is fine.
100% different.
Yeah, now it's clear to me.
All right. But hardly anyone will ask you question related to this, because this is little bit more deep inside SD-WAN configuration. And most of these configuration, most of the organization, they are using default, whatever is coming with the Cisco.
Chandrasekhar, can you explain those two parts one more time? This I'm a bit confused between this hello tolerance and hold time. The